Have you ever sat around and wondered, gee, what am I going to say on today's show? I have no clue. Good news, that's what we're going to talk about in today's video.
This program is brought to you by thepodcastfactory.com.
Producer Jonathan back again for another video. Glad you're here watching. And today we're going to talk about something that I come across all the time with our clients over at the Podcast Factory, especially if they're new into the podcasting game. They're smart people. They know their topics, but they wonder, how do I plan a podcast show? What do I say? How do I keep it interesting? And how do I keep my listeners engaged? So depending on the host, we have different ways of planning shows. Today I'm going to give you one of the simplest ways you can plan your show to keep it short, to keep it actionable, and to keep it interesting. So I talk about this all the time. You need to know your market before you start your show. And the reason why is because if you know your market, if you know what they need, what they like, what they don't like, then it's easier for you to come up with topics to talk about on your show. And here's the breakdown. First, you have one main topic, a big topic at the top. So let's say I was talking about podcasting, right? That's the big main topic. And then you have 3 subtopics. So if I was talking about podcasting, I might talk about equipment, I might talk about planning, and I might talk about promoting. So equipment, planning, promoting, right? Simple. And what you do is come up with 3 talking points under each of those. Just 3 quick talking points. And you make sure that this all fits into a short form show. So you have a main topic, subtopic 1, subtopic 2, subtopic 3. In fact, let's go to the whiteboard. So main topic, let's say the main topic is podcasting, right? That's what we're going to talk about on today's show. Then you have subtopic 1, which could be equipment, subtopic 2, which could be planning, and subtopic 3 could be promoting, right? My handwriting is awesome. As you can see, I've got great penmanship. So then what you do here is you just come up with 3 subpoints or sub-subpoints. You have your main topic, subtopic, and 3 sub-subtopics. So A, B, C. We'll do that for all 3. And I'm doing this on the fly here. So if I was talking about equipment, I might talk about mic. I might talk about software. If I could only spell, it would be great. And I might talk about studio. Just these are wild examples. If I'm talking about planning, I might talk about outlining. I might talk about my call to action and my intro and outro. If I was talking about promoting, I would obviously talk about emailing, social media, and maybe ads, right? And so what you do is you plan out like this, and you keep it concise. Then you bring this all together with a summary. So you have a summary. And look, I can't take credit for this. I learned a lot of this stuff from Sean D'Souza. If you ever check out his black belt presentations, he'll have a better explanation of this. But you want to go ahead and have a big topic, some subtopics and sub-subtopics. You hit your points real quick. You give yourself a certain amount of time to do all this. You give a summary, and then most importantly, because if you don't have a call to action, if you're not doing a show which requires a call to action, you got a problem. But this is a great way to kind of get the ball rolling, get the ideas flowing, and you could even break this down. If you're doing shorter shows, this could be a show, a main topic, subtopic, 3 sub-subtopics, and right into a summary. So this is a longer form show, but gives you an idea of how to plan out your episodes so that number 1, you're on point, number 2, you're concise, and number 3, you have that call to action so you make sure and let people know what they should do after they've listened to your content. So one of the things that we do for all our hosts at the Podcast Factory is we help them outline their shows, help them figure out their topics, and make sure that everything they're doing is going to make them sound good and it's going to make them connect better with their audience. If you need help with that, come on over to thepodcastfactory.com and check us out. And for more video tips just like this one, make sure you subscribe to our channel, thepodcastfactory.com/YouTube. See you on the next one. Okay, we'll just wing it. Can't find what I was looking for there. How do you plan a show?
This program is brought to you by thepodcastfactory.com.